The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect the company, owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
It's Friday, the 14th day of March, 2025. Welcome to Bermuda's Daily Talk Show. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, Medical World's Lindos, and People's Pharmacy. I'm Jamel Hartman. She's Teray Tull. And Teo Dill will be with us in a bit to bring you the latest in the news break brought to you by People's. How are you, Teray? Hold on. How are you, Teray?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay. I just, when the intro was playing just now, I just looked at some text and I'm just like, oh, people want to fight this morning. Like, they're like, oh, you going to talk about the BTA? Oh, what you talking about the own speech? And then Teo, right before we came on, talking about that population thing. I'm like, don't you all know it's Friday Fun Day?
But we can still have fun and fight.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. The sponsors is in the house today. I don't know if he wants to sponsor a fight.
Listen to Kenton Trot. Kenton Trot says, be nice today, you two.
One of us knows how to do that, and it ain't me. Happy Friday to you as well, Kenton. Happy Friday to everybody. And greetings to everyone, and thanks for making us part of your daily routine. A good one today as we welcome the CEO of Mailboxes, Bricen Hakeman, on. We're going to be discussing how they're helping Bermudians beyond just shipping. All right, so really good conversation. And I see you all in those lists and all over Twitter, and I'm saying Twitter. Damn, where did I get Twitter from?
At least you can say X. I hate when people say X.
I say Twitter. I can't say just X. I'd be like Twitter X, like, but it's weird.
It's Twitter. It's not X. I don't know X. Don't know her. Don't know who she is. I know Twitter.
Well, why is she a her, Teray? Why?
Well, because it used to be a good app, so it has to be a her.
It reminds me of boats. When people have boats, like the boat's always a sheep. Well, she's good today. I'm like, why is the boat got to be a woman? You know? I don't know. Anyway, the daily play today, folks. It's going to be a things you should know. Yeah, I think she's got this. I think she's got this. Folks, don't forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. But I will, before the day is out, I'll tell you soon. I will touch on a few things this morning, including Sophia Cannoneer, the BTA, and I'll probably say a little something about the population decline. Oh, and there's a throne speech. I don't know. I mean, we just had one, right? But that said, it is Friday Fun Day, and yes, Polly Rich, this is about you, so we will stick to the script. Absolutely, you came for the fun. All right, you came for the fun. Suzanne Ingham says, "Awesome, fun and fight Friday." TDH, no.
Hey, I like that. Fun and fight.
Okay, all right. You came for a match, but I think last year when we started Friday Fun Day. And Friday Fun Day is brought to you by our friends at Mailboxes. Daily Discussion is brought to you by our friends at Titan Express and Secure Trucking. And before we get into it, the question, because I want you to get ready. It's going to be really fun. Let's go over to our friends so they can tell you what they can do for you.
The Daily Discussion is brought to you by Titan Express and Secure. Visit TitanEXBDA.com, your leading tour and transport provider specializing in Black History tours throughout the island. And SecureBDA.com for all your property management, waste management, residential, and commercial trucking needs. Professional, punctual, and reliable service is our commitment to you.
Alrighty. All right, folks, here it is. It's Friday Fun Day brought to you by our friends at Mailboxes. You can get yourself 2 years of free membership. Just go to mailboxes.bm/the daily hour. Here's the question of the morning. Friday Fun Day. Last year when we started this, we were asking some questions, and someone said, how about nicknames? So over a year later, we're asking you. And please keep it PG. Because there are children watching in the car with their family, all right? What are some of the most unique Bermudian nicknames? What are some of the most unique Bermudian nicknames? Right? Also, gotta ask you this too, Teray. Do you have a nickname that you can share publicly that's PG?
Yeah, I do. I think all my nicknames are PG. So my family calls me Toots.
Okay.
And the St. George's Walking Group calls me Limestone. I won't give you the backstory on Toots. Apparently I used to make this noise when I was a child, but Limestone was during my first walk at the St. George's Walkers community. I went on a walk before the walk, cut my ankle. So I came to the walk with like bandages over my foot, et cetera, et cetera. And of course, everyone thought I was like being a diva. Charles H. Jeffers, Raul Ming, Renee Ming, they were like, oh, she's faking. And they said, okay, so what you cut your foot on? I said, limestone. They said, all right, limey. I said, huh? So ever since then, they're calling me Limestone.
Teray Limestone Tall. But you also have another nickname. You have another one. Mia gave it.
Oh, Pickle. Yes, Mia calls me Pickle because I love to have popcorn and pickles. It's a really elite snack.
Okay. Who am I to judge? You know, popcorn and pickles. So Teray has 3 nicknames. Audience, do you have any nicknames? So we've got Pickle, we've got Toots, and we've got Limestone. All right. If you promise not to laugh, I'll tell you what a nickname I had.
I can't promise you anything, but you should still tell me. No.
Go like this here. That's Pinky Squirrel. What's it called? Pinky Promise. All right. I'll tell you all the story this morning. So, gentleman named Kevin Hurdle, former cup match player for Somerset, and Aljamain Zul, former goal scorer for Devonshire Colts. So when I was young, I know you all's not going to believe what I'm about to tell you, but I was an annoying little boy. Yeah. I talked a lot. And I talked a lot. Exactly, Teray. I talked a lot. And they basically started calling me Termite. So that became a nickname. And it's funny because a couple years ago, I was at National Stadium, Day in Philadelphia Stadium for the track event that the BTA was putting on. And Kevin Hurdle's like 7 feet to me. He's so tall. He saw me, and I honestly haven't seen him in person in about 20 years, seriously. But he saw me, says, Termite, that's you? I'm like, man, nobody called me that in like 30 years, right? So it's a name that those guys gave, and it didn't like around my friends, no one knew that or anyone. But whenever I would see him, it was like Termite, and then a few people who knew. But don't do it, folks. My name was don't you call me Termite. But yeah, I was pretty much a mouthy little fella, and compared to those tall fellas, I didn't reach 6 feet until I was like 30. So
have you reached 30 yet?
Wow. Okay.
You know what's funny though? I like it that he said Termite. That's you. Like, I think that is uniquely Bermudian. That is the Bermudian phrase.
That you? Yeah. So there it goes. I shared something private with you all. So Termite was a nickname. All right.
Termite.
My other nickname is my last name. There are a lot of people who didn't know that Hartman was actually my last name, because when I play football, people just Hartman this, Hartman that. And one day, guy goes, man, I honestly thought you were like Hartman Smith or something. I'm like, what? Like, because everyone was a Smith. But no, Hartman was seen as a nickname. People who didn't go to school with me or whatnot, they thought it was just a nickname. They didn't know it was the last name. So those are the 2 nicknames I had, Termite and
Hartman.
Now we'll start and see Teray. Scott Amari's guy says, good morning, Daily Hour and Termite. Yeah. See, this is why I don't tell you all nothing. But again, let's have some fun. It's Friday Fun Day, brought to you by our friends at Mailboxes. Don't forget, you can get 2 years of free membership, mailboxes.bm/the Daily Hour. What are some of the most unique Bermudian nicknames that you've heard? And do you have a nickname? You want to go to anyone in the audience, T?
Yeah, actually, 10 Cheeseman says, I often get called cheesy, cheeseburger, cheesecake, etc. due to my married name. Oh, because it's Cheeseman. Hey, cheesy. I mean, yeah, I get that.
Why do I find that so funny? I'm sorry if that's offensive to you, but that is funny. Cheesy cheeseburger. I mean,
Suzanne Ingham is saying, Smiler Raga Brat Termite. He passed, but now my kids call me Pitbull on special occasions. Okay. I see the pit bull in you, Suzanne, and I love it.
I'm not calling you Pitbull. I'm not doing that. Next thing you know, you biting me. Nope, we're not having that. What else we got? We got Kabubi. I think that's Kabubi. Sean Smith says Kabubi. He says Kabubi is the nickname of a friend. I'm glad you explained, because I was wondering if that was your nickname, Kabubi. Now, I almost want to know the background, like, because isn't a boot like that's a boot?
Yeah, I think that's boogie.
But that's boogie. So what's booby?
Maybe like a boob.
Like bootang? So he was like everybody's bootang. Kabooby. Okay, it was a good thing. Okay, got it. All right. I want to know, audience. Come on, you don't. I shared a story with you. I let you know my nickname. The same way Teray was like courageous enough to let you know that she's named Limestone.
Well, I'm not named that. That's just a nickname for a very weird set of people down the east. That's not what I'm called.
Hold on, I want to address that. Honestly, folks, Renee Ming, Charles H. Jafsakin, Raul Ming, please stop inviting these outsiders like Miss Ellen Cade and Teray and our audience outside.
Excuse me?
See how they talk? That we don't need them down our side of the island.
No. You guys do need us, because how else would you hear about God's country, the West? You know what I mean? They always come like, oh, you're coming to God's country. No, I left God's country to come here to the east. But please, great walking group.
Please. This is what we end up with. She's a nut. All right, folks. What else? What are some of the most unique? Last year when we did this, Charles H. Jeffs II, he said Gumbo. And at the time, I thought Gumbo was a real middle name. And so I reached out to Gumbo Jr. I said, yo, that's not your middle name. He goes, no, Hartman, it's not my real middle name. So I was fascinated to hear that Gumbo was actually a nickname, and I've known him all my life. I thought it was a real middle name. Because when the news, Teray, if the newspaper, you know you've made it if they call you by a nickname, right? And they would always say Ralph Gumbo Bean Sr. or Ralph Gumbo Bean Jr. And I was just like, oh, that's a real, anyway, yeah.
I kind of like it though, because you know how sometimes it feels like only specific people can call you a nickname? Because I get very territorial. Like if somebody else calls me Toots, I'm like, who are you talking to? Like I probably wouldn't even respond. So the fact that he's comfortable enough with the press and like the local Bermudian population to call him Gumbo, he's a good sport.
Yeah. What else we got in the audience?
Let's see. Manuela John says, one of my aunts used to call me string bean because I was skinny. Yeah, I mean, same. Stick, they're born, Marquita. Don't worry about it. And then Philip Chop says, every person with the last name Trot has the nickname Trotty. Argue with your mama. True.
Hey, look, that is true, because I legit refer to Kenton, Traveling Trotty. Like, I literally be like, Trotty. Like, yeah, I'm that person. But if it's a bunch of trots in the room, it's like Smith. Smitty. If it's who turns around?
All of them.
I changed my mind. What else we got? Maya. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Maya Palacio says, Maya, ball of fire. It's long, but it's what my sisters call me. I love that. I really love that. It reminds me of this, the old
song. That's not a nickname. That's a song.
That's a nickname.
Maya, ball of fire. Like, ain't nicknames like...
No, it can be like Maya, ball of fire. Like, it don't have to be that deep. It don't have to be rhythmic.
That's like when people call their cats Mr. Buttons. I'm like, does he answer to Mr. or Buttons? That's long.
Both. Okay. That's his name, Jamal Termite Hartman. That's his full name.
See what we're doing? We have to sign a clause on this show. We can't use things that's said on the show about us against us. What else we got? What else we got in the audience?
So Suzanne Ingham says Portuguese people are called. Is it okay for me to say this? I don't know if it's insensitive. Are called
PG.
Pronounced.
And how do you pronounce it?
I don't know. This feels wrong to say, Suzanne. Are you going to get us in trouble if we say this?
We're not repeating that.
Okay, and then Hedeline Swan says, Heads is my nickname, and I love it as it makes me feel bud. By calling me my government name, Hedeline makes me feel like I'm in trouble. And when Termite says my name, he says every syllable. Shake my head. Well, thank you, Heads. Going forward, we know what to call you.
So we're gonna say Head Swan. Yeah, funny. Now, Kenton Trott says, I'm from St. Joe and they have never invited me to the walk, Jamal. But they're inviting outsiders like this. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable. Oh. Audience, do you have a nickname too? We've got Heads. Sean Smith says Heads, Sticks, Lips. Well, I've got a cousin. Well, my uncle's name Sticks. And then I have a cousin they call Lips. Now, some of these nicknames are not endearing.
What?
Some of these nicknames are not endearing. They're not.
They're not.
What does Polly Rich says? I feel the same way. Same way about what?
I don't know. Maybe about Termite.
See. All right, Pix. Tanya Cheeseman said that was one of my nicknames as well. She said her last name, my maiden name is Trot. Marina Lee said Tit. Lionel Can. Yeah, Lionel Tit Can. Oops. Anyway, skipping. Earlston Chapman says it's Chappie. Yes, Chappie. The world.
I like that.
Chappie. Bermuda Broadcasting in his house. Suzanne Ingham says Sticks is my neighbor. My uncle lived next to you.
It's probably another Sticks.
Right. Like no one earns the nicknames, folks. The nicknames aren't even on birth certificates. Well, I don't think they are. You know who's got let's think of the TDH team. I wonder if anyone's ever caught me calling Larry Marshall Jr. by his nickname.
What's his nickname?
You never heard Sancho say burp?
But he calls himself Burp, I thought, right? Like,
so his parents gave him the nickname because when he was a child, he burped a lot. So it just stopped. I'm serious.
You know what's crazy? I thought it had something to do with running. And so I thought it was like burp, like you're doing burpees or something.
Yeah, burpee. So right. You just shorten burpee to burp. Yeah.
That's class.
Why I find that funny. But
that's class.
Honestly, I rarely, I've started calling him Larry because of the show. But yeah.
Burpee.
On the audience, T.
Okay, so Kenton Trot says, my cousins are Trots and we all call each other Trotties. See, it's a family of Trots, a family of Trotties. Misha Fubler says, Dizzle. You know what's crazy, Jamal? In high school, I had this epiphany. And I came into my law class one day and I said, nobody call me Teray anymore. Call me Tizzle. And for about 1 year of my high school experience, I was Tizzle to everyone because I had a phase. Kai Lizzle, my nizzle, she kind of had this effect on me.
That was the Snoop Dogg era, man. Yeah, he had everything. Everyone says sizzle, swizzle, and nizzled, and dizzle. Yeah.
Marquita Lee says Sluggo.
Dwayne Sluggo Lever. Hey, that's an iconic, unique nickname. Iconic.
What's slug? What does it mean?
I'm just putting it down to in baseball, if you were a slugger, they called it that. But I'm not sure how he got it. Maybe.
What's a slugger in baseball, though?
A slugger is a person who is a batsman. A batter. They say
batsman. Like a good one or anyone?
They're known as a slugger, big slugger. Yeah.
Hey, now. So Pam Wade says, my husband's family nickname is 9 Eggs. The dad and all the boys are called 9 Eggs. We don't know how the name originated.
We need to know the backstory of 9 Eggs. We need to know this backstory of 9 Eggs, folks.
Is it 9 Eggs? I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce that one.
9 Eggs. I'm going with 9 Eggs.
Sean DeShield says box head. That's funny.
I know a box head or two.
That's really funny. And then Renee Simmons says, my nickname is Tussie, but my family nickname for my dad is Froggy. I think Froggy is cute. I like Froggy.
I want to know where Tussie came from.
Maybe it's Tussie. Tussie.
What you all think? Tussie? Tussie? How do you pronounce it? Well, let's go to Polly Rich. She was saying she agreed with Teray. Sorry, people who call you by your nickname and they shouldn't be. It's like, you don't know me. Don't call me that.
Same. I'm very territorial.
I saw a post the other day. Someone was saying, I think it was Latoya. She's like, I'm in the street walking and someone's like, Toya, like I don't know him like that. Like, it's Latoya. That is strange, people calling you by your name. But what if that's the only name they know you by?
Well, I mean, if your name is making headlines like Gumbo and Burpee, you can't really get mad at it. But if it's like, if somebody's on the street calling me Toots, you know what I mean? I'm calling the police because that's a family name. So I think it depends.
She says just calling the police. All right, Tism. All right.
Period.
Yeah, Hadley and Swan, Head says, you always say burp. Yeah, I do. I try to remember, Larry. Earl Trot says, as I have seen, trotty is used for male trots. Okay, so trot, but I call traveling trotty. It's just
and Tanya Cheeseman Trot would have a problem with that because she said people call her Trotty.
Yeah, Cheeseburger was a trotty before she is a cheesy.
Tell them cheesy.
Says there are some Bermudians whose nicknames you'll only find out in their obituary when their picture is attached.
Yeah.
No, there are some Bermudians I would only find out their real name when their obituaries and during the obituary because I thought their nicknames were their real name. That's how unique Bermudians are. We've got Ingy, yes, shortening the last name Ingy, short for Ingerman. Yep, Ingham. B. Denise Hollis said, "Good morning. My primary school nickname was Littles because I was the shortest person." All right, Littles. Well, that's a bit more endearing than termites.
It is Littles.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Can we call you Littles? Can we call her Littles?
Lucky.
Yeah, I've never been called that, but I've always not liked calling people stuff like that.
Me either. I don't like that, Sean.
I've met someone, call me Whitey. I'm not doing that. Then I call you Whitey. You call me the other word. We're not doing that. We're gonna keep it PG. Nope, we're not doing that. Teray, be honest. Have you ever? And I'm trying to keep it PG, but there are people with nicknames that just don't seem appropriate to me. Like, I'm not calling this guy a woman's part. Seriously. I'm not. Like, that's your nickname. No, we're not doing that.
Yeah, no, I get it. I definitely get it.
No, we're gonna, because I don't want children be around and hear me call. Nope, we're not doing that. It's not. Now, back in my drinking days, if we were adults, where I may have, said it to you inside. Beaver. I know a beaver. You know any beavers? No, I know a beaver. Yeah. Usually people got that nickname because they overbite or something, but that's.
Oh my God! I had an animal name too. Growing up in high school, people used to call me Gazelle because I had really long legs.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Okay, Gazelle. They didn't give me any tall nicknames back in the day. Wonder why.
No, you were just termite.
She ain't letting this go. This seems like payback for something. Renee Simmons says, pronounced Tussie. Okay, Tussie. Came from my aunt as her first baby girl, Tussie. All right, Tuss. Can we call you Tussie? Folks, can we call you by your nicknames? Our guest today, Gazelle's Me Too, says Bricen.
Gazelle's in the house.
All right, let's bring Teo in, folks. We got thanks again to Mailboxes Friday Fun Day, brought to you by Mailboxes. Don't forget, you get 2 free years of membership. Just go to mailboxes.bm/the Daily Hour. And this was your daily discussion brought to you by our friends over at Titan Tours and Secure Trucking.
The daily discussion is brought to you by Titan Express and Secure. Visit TitanEXBDA.com, your leading tour and transport provider specializing in Black History tours throughout the island. And SecureBDA.com for all your property management, waste management, residential, and commercial trucking needs. Professional, punctual, and reliable service is our commitment to you.
All right. Let's bring Teo Dillon for Daily Hour News Break.
Hey, morning, y'all. Good to see you. I'm super grateful for the nickname discussion because nicknames in Bermuda, as you have made abundantly clear, are like genuinely weird. Mm-hmm. And crucially, genuinely socially accepted. Like nobody thinks it. Like I'd be willing to bet we've had like premiers, business leaders, like community figures that have had the weirdest nicknames, and like if they were published in a story in the New York Times or something, everybody else would start looking at Bermuda different. But we would feel disrespected by that. Like, yo, that's bumps. What you mean? Like, stop.
Bump head, bumps.
Yeah, that's premier bumps.
Yep.
Relax.
Well, I had a nickname for Premier David Brett. You guys want to hear it?
Yeah, I think
it's PG.
Okay, cool.
Well, it Q1, and I was like, I hope I don't get credit for this because I don't want it to stick and be a good thing years from now. But when he first became premier and he was talking about like Bitcoin and fintech, I coined this phrase called Premier Bitcoin, and people thought it was funny. And I wasn't even trying to be. I was just like, that's all he talks about. So then I started seeing people use the term on the Royal Gazette comments and stuff. So I was like, okay, Premier Bitcoin.
That's a good one.
I wonder if he embraces it.
Maybe, you know.
Yeah, maybe he should in the next phase.
Yeah, like the next phase of his life, if he leans further into the crypto business, if he actually mints like a Bitcoin,
Hey.
I feel like I would have to like cop at least like a couple just on the strength. You know what I mean?
See, it's not disrespectful. I think you guys were expecting something disrespectful. I saw how you
absolutely.
Yeah, I was like, definitely call my lawyers. Hang on.
Absolutely.
I'm not that bad. But Teo, don't run from the combo because you heard from Toots Pickles
and Termite
and Limestone. Just not letting it go. So you heard from us. We want to know, what were your nicknames?
Okay, I had a similar experience to Teray in that. Okay, my family nickname, like there's only 4 people on the planet that call me this, is Tay. Like as far as I know, like the only dude in the English speaking world that gets happy when they hear somebody yell from a particular set of voices, Tay Adam. Like my sister, my mama, my eldest daughter now, and my little cousin. Only people in the world that call me Tay. And yeah, I just love it because I know what it means, where it comes from. But like Teray, I tried to give myself a nickname in my early 20s when I first got on the air at ZBM back in the day. And I made like drops and promos and all the things to really sell it. I don't even know if you know this, Jay.
No, I don't. Come on, give it to us because this sounds corny as ever.
You kind of stepped on a punchline. It's DJ Peanut Butter. Yo, I thought about that so hard. Like I actually had a notepad and a list. Like no.
That's what she came up with.
Peanut butter. Hey, girl, watch yourself now. You're not on that list. It's gonna be Tay.
Hold on.
DJ Peanut Butter.
Where did you come up with Peanut Butter as a DJ name?
Well, okay, there was a whole etymology to it. Number 1, I love peanut butter. I think that'd be obvious. Number 2, as a DJ, I had like sticky hands because I could bring that thing forward and back, right? And peanut butter, I thought approximated my general complexion at the time. So, yeah.
I think that's the most ridiculous nickname we've heard this morning, folks.
I wouldn't go that far.
It's close. It's close.
Oh, I'm gonna start calling y'all iguanas.
Yeah, you can do what you want
because y'all cold-blooded.
Yeah.
No, it's because you gave it to yourself, Teo. I think that's the problem. You sat down, you took a pen to paper, you thought you cooked up.
Look this.
You thought you were cooking up.
No, I thought I was cooking. I really did.
Oh boy, what you got for us today? I'm DJ. Can we call you PB? What we going with?
The news.
All
Thank
right.
you very much. So we were talking about this a little bit before the show started. According to the Chamber of Commerce, our population here in Bermuda has dropped by about 10% over the past decade. This estimate comes from the Chamber's newly published March 2025 economic report. Heads or tails, some excerpts are shown here. A coin has 2 sides, which considers the juxtaposition between robust GDP growth, which we've got, and domestic stagnation and systemic challenges. Now, some of the key findings of the report are that Bermuda's resident population has dropped from about 63,000 down to 54,000, and that over half of the local workforce are over 55 years old. These details, combined with the declining birth rate and the cost of long-term health care and pensions, definitely focus the mind on some really big, inescapable problems, and you can find the report on the Chamber's website.
surprised and not surprised, right? Because I think people have been asking for this data. If you remember some of the comments that we have during this live show, I think Charles Jeffers II probably says it almost every other month. Like he speaks on the decline in the population. I guess my question is, who does it benefit not to know this information, right? And also, because I think I don't want to get it too far away because we do have a guest waiting, but I know to raid part of her and her colleagues, their fight is, getting the vote for young people. Like stuff like this helps with that as well, right? Like how many young people are overseas in school? Like how many young people are currently just working, like doing their medical practice or the like? Like I think there's no reason a country of Bermuda's size cannot have this data in hand for people. I don't know. I just think it's ridiculous. I'm not trying to criticize, but how can we not?
Yeah, this has been a problem forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is worthy of criticism for the entirety of our history. Like these statistics just haven't been tracked for some reason. Obviously none of us, I should say, are like logistical experts on statistical data gathering, but just in principle, like intuitively, just having somebody count, like when folks come in and go, or put together a form that you got to fill out when you're moving away, you could at least approximate it in a better way. But in other news, Bermuda and the Cayman Islands both offer stunning beaches and high-end experiences. But when it comes to airfare, one destination has the clear edge. The question is, how can we, Bermuda, compete? Maya Palacio takes a closer look at what sets these two islands apart and where Bermuda might find ways to outperform or basically to keep up.
Bermuda and the Cayman Islands both attract luxury travelers, but getting to these islands comes at a cost, literally. Currently, a round-trip flight from Toronto to Bermuda, according to Expedia, is about $393 United States dollars to almost $547 US dollars, versus Cayman, all the options sit around $300 US dollars to $316. That might not seem like a huge difference to some, but when factoring in travel costs, hotel rates, and daily expenses, it all adds up. Now, there are other islands and Caribbean excursions, but the Grand Cayman Islands has the closest population to Bermuda, sitting at around 73,000 people. We focused our comparison on them. In the latest Q4 reports of the Bermuda Tourism Authority, from the month of October to December 2024, the total number of air visitors arriving in Bermuda by country was 43,277 people. And in comparison, for Cayman, the total stayover visitors from airline arrivals from the same dates of October to December 2024 was 107,328 people, more than double what Bermuda had. We focus on these dates as they are the last dates given out by the Bermuda Tourism Authority in their report. So what does Cayman have that we don't? More airline competition. More flights mean lower prices and more options. Sitting at 11 airline options, the Cayman can offer more than Bermuda's 8, but the differences don't stop there. Cayman also offers all-inclusive resort options, something Bermuda lacks entirely. For travelers looking for a hassle-free vacation where everything is included, this could be a deciding factor. And Bermuda is already struggling to accommodate tourists without our major hotel, the Southampton Princess. But what about looks, and what pops up when people search Bermuda versus Cayman? This video shows clear blue water, activities for the family, crystal caves, and amazing views. Sounds familiar? It's not Bermuda, but it offers what we do. In comparison, here is Bermuda's latest promo video. In terms of searches, going off the first videos that pop up when typing in Bermuda and Cayman, Bermuda has a one-up on viewership for marketing our island on top videos. A creator talking about Bermuda hit 13,000 views versus another at around 5,000 views for Cayman as their top video. But how can we double our airline arrivals? Bermuda already offers travel deals and incentives, but is it enough? Of course, pricing isn't everything, but where can Bermuda outperform? Should we focus more on our history, our culture, or are there other avenues we haven't yet explored? It's no longer enough to just be beautiful. Cayman may have the cheaper flights, but does Bermuda have the chance to offer something they don't? Where do you think Bermuda has the advantage? Competing with destinations like Cayman means not just looking at flight prices, but rethinking how Bermuda sells itself to the world. The question is, will Bermuda take action to close the gap?
Thank you, Maya. And she wanted us to underline that currently the prices from New York
Cayman
to Bermuda
Islands both attract
are roughly the same right now. So if you're coming from New York to either of the islands, it'll cost you about the same thing on a plane.
I don't think I have a lot to say on that, but obviously we have to roll. But I'll just say this much on it. I don't think all inclusive of the answer to Bermuda's problems. I think the answer to Bermuda's problems is that we neglected tourism. The world found out about tourism. The world opened up its doors to tourism. You had deserts that turned into man-made destinations like, the United Arab Emirates. And then you had other people who had more room to grow. Bermuda was a very mature destination. There's no real space to grow or do anything new. But then there's the other part is we created an old boys club like the Bermuda Tourism Authority, where people are sucking our country dry of money without really performing or delivering results, regardless of what they do or say. And that brings me to the culture report. They released a 64-pager, I think, of the culture report. And credit to the Bermuda government, the Minister Owen Darrow, and credit to the Shadow Minister Dwayne Robertson for keeping the pressure on. Because I'll say this much. And Taylor, you know this as a salesperson. I truly believe this, and I'll say this, even in terms of doing this show. If we're not delivering the results that are, our mandate is set for us to deliver, then ask me to see the door. We lack people with humility in these positions. The BTA is sucking our country dry, and regardless of what they tell us, results are not just about showing us numbers that you can't even really show that you kind of contributed to them. But out of in an organization where there's 40-something people and you've had 30-something plus people leave in 2 years, there's something wrong. And it shows in the performance. So my hope is that we'll see more change that can inspire and motivate Bermudians as a whole to have faith that this island can deliver for visitors again and again and again. Starts with having the right people in place.
Yeah, and if you go through the report itself, it contextualizes that high turnover rate pretty clear. Like it's worth a read. It seems like it's been a difficult place for people to work for at least the last little while, which explains a lot.
And I'll tell you what, I have lawyers too, so I ain't signing nothing where I can't speak to the Bermudian people about how their money is being spent. So all you folks who've left the BTA and signed those non-disclosure things, there's a family show. I can't really say what I want, but stop doing it. Seriously, don't let anyone silence you. This is bigger than those people. Go ahead, Tay. Sorry.
And this is completely separate from that essential conversation we were just having. The Far East is here in Bermuda for the next few days via the Bermuda Society of Arts Japanese Cultural Exchange running through this weekend. The events is the first celebration as the BSOA gears up for the 75th anniversary of the organization in 2027. The Cultural Exchange is described as an immersive experience highlighting the beauty of Japanese artistry, featuring over 80 world-class bonsai trees, an exclusive sake samurai tasting, and a special guest appearance by the renowned bonsai master Peter Chan. It's all running at the BSOA between now and Sunday. Visit their website to learn more. It looks pretty dope. Now, speaking of Japan, a recent stabbing murder in Tokyo has triggered a really kind of gross but predictable debate over the ethics of live streamers and their relationship with their audience. 22-year-old Ari Sato was stabbed more than 30 times in broad daylight in Tokyo during her live stream by 42-year-old Kenichi Takano, a longtime fan of the streamer, for a reason that might be hard for you to predict or even understand.
The suspect began watching Sato's live streams in around December 2021. The following August, he started to visit a restaurant where she worked. Police say Takano denies intending to kill her. They quote him as saying he lent Sato more than 2 million yen, or about 13.5 thousand US dollars, to cover her cell phone fees and other expenses. But she hadn't paid him back. Investigators say the suspect even took out a loan to lend her money.
That's insane. That's crazy.
And it's a thing, because this is not the first live streamer by any stretch of the imagination that has been attacked by a fan that was in a parasocial relationship with him, where they thought that they were like really, really tight, sometimes in a committed, loving relationship, but to the streamer, that person was just a customer, basically.
Can we go back to the happier part when you started that last segment? Because you spoke about bonsai tree and the like, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I was gifted a bonsai tree. It's up on the screen. And I think my plant is on life support. And I was I didn't know that I was going to talk about this morning, but I wanted to get some advice from the audience. So I went to Bermuda, and I mean, Shara's got a key. She wanted to say, "Oh, you want me to go water your plant or something?" Anyway, this is what I came back, and I think my plant's on life support. So what do I do?
Move on.
Japanese?
Move on.
Yeah. Cut your losses.
You think it's not coming back?
Well, I wouldn't say that, but I don't think you can do it.
So what do I do? Take it to like the plant doctor?
No. Dig a hole in the backyard, put the whole thing in there, then fill the hole back up, and get a goldfish.
Anyway, move on. I'm sorry. Corey, do you have any advice for my plant?
I fear that I am on the same side as Teo, and also Bryson, who says that tree has termites, maybe.
You all ain't no fun. You
What? Everybody's laughing, smiling. What you mean? We're having a great time. We're great.
How'd you know?
Speaking of great, weather-wise, today and this weekend should be gorgeous. It's all due to high pressure dominating our airspace, sunny skies, gentle breeze, maybe a little rain, while the vast majority of us will be in our beds, and slightly above average air temps. Thank goodness. The super chilly period in our lives seems to be behind us. If you're one of those people who like to go overboard outside of the appropriate 4 summer months, this might be a good weekend to take a dip.
All right.
Nice cold plunge.
All right. I'm here on YouTube for my tree. Tizzle, you got any days of the year for us?
I do. Today is World Sleep Day.
Oh.
And I was thinking about this because I love sleep. Like my nighttime routine, getting into bed is the highlight of my day. And I want to ask you guys, no, genuinely, I'm like getting in bed, reading a book, scrolling on TikTok. Life is good. But
you're a wise woman.
Guys, how many hours do you need in a night to feel rejuvenated?
Probably 6 for me.
At this stage in my life, like really 7, but that is broadly inaccessible. As a matter of just, I ain't getting that. Yeah. It's not happening.
How many do you need? Like, are you a person who needs like 8+?
I need 8+.
Yeah. Audience, how many hours asleep? Well, they seem like everyone's a green thumb expert in the audience. They're talking about like arthritis and stuff. You guys,
he's got arthritis.
What? Anyway, Maya, she said, "Bonsai isn't a tree; it's a technique and art. Don't look like you was keeping it up." I went to Bermuda and I had nobody to take care of it.
So you let the plant die. You are a plant dad. You're supposed to make accommodations for the plant.
Make commitments. That's like saying, "Oh, look, I came home, and then I went back, and my cat was dead." I mean, I just set nobody up to feed her, but I can't believe this happened.
Oh my
How could this be?
This is it. It's a mystery.
So, like, I'm a plant murderer then? I'm a plant murderer?
Well, it doesn't look dead yet. I think you're right to say it looks like it's on life support. I think it's going to need critical intervention. Okay. So I think maybe in the backyard and like digging a hole and kind of letting the elements get to it is perhaps a good suggestion. You should take it.
Okay.
Yeah, so give it back to nature.
You have a wonderful weekend. All right.
All right. I appreciate y'all. Take care. Huh?
All right. All right, folks, don't go anywhere. We'll be back in about 2 minutes, 12 seconds. And we've got Bricen Hakeman from Mailboxes joining us. But thanks for the tree advice, haters.
People's ACW, located at King Edward VII Memorial Hospital, carries over-the-counter medicines, toys, cards, and even toiletries. Our knowledgeable staff are there whether you're at emergency, visiting family, or a member of BHB staff, to show you our best even when you're feeling your worst. People's ACW, we're here for you.
Hi there, welcome to Medical House. We're located at number 6 Bakery Lane. I can't wait to show you all of the great stuff that we carry. Come on inside, let's see. Long days, long shifts, you no longer have to endure comfortable underwear. Designed by nurses, we now offer premium undergarments by Swoop that are unique, fun, comfortable, and functional. The only underwear you'll ever want to wear. Who says high quality functional products can't be stylish and comfortable at the same time?
See it all at our new expanded location on Bakery Lane.
Welcome to the new bulk store, Lindo's Next Level. Wake up in the morning with enough coffee to keep you running throughout the entire day. Your pet at home deserves the best. Stock up on dog food to keep your puppy happy. Need a quick tasty lunch at home? Your chicken nuggets will be jumping right out of the freezer. What's a movie night without popcorn? You can never have too much. Lindo's Next Level. Why go anyplace else?
Unlock your business potential with BDC's General Microloan, offering up to $30,000 for Bermudian small and medium businesses. Whether it's for inventory, working capital, or equipment, we provide 100% guarantee on approved loans. Simple application, low interest rates, and fast processing. Apply today and make your business dream come true.
Bermuda heat is no joke. Is your AC ready for summer? A quick tune-up now can keep you cool, save energy, and prevent costly breakdowns later. Call 2920881 or book your service online at bac.bm.
All right, welcome back to the Big Show. Terrace Hall. I'm Jamal Hartman. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House, Lindo's, and People's Pharmacy. Folks, don't forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. All right, without further ado, we've got a very special guest. No, Teray, I'm happy Bricen's come on because there's been so much talk about shipping and tariffs impacting things and so on. So I'm hopeful that today, audience, your questions can be answered, but also Mailboxes is doing some fun things, some really cool things to empower our community. So let's give a warm TDH welcome to our good friend, Bricen Hakeman. Oh, Bricen the Gazelle. Hakeman.
Oh, yes. Yeah, Gazelle.
Right, two of us,
No, I love that. I was like, no way.
I gotta tell you guys, my cheeks are a little bit sore because I've been smiling. So Friday Fun Day coming to life, and there's a little bit of Fight Day in there as well, So I've really enjoyed it thus far. Good job.
I love it. I gotta ask you though, how'd you get the nickname?
So I was in wrestling, my entire younger career, and so you run on a mat, but it's usually a small room, so you're running in circles. But I run horrible. My arms are swinging the whole time, but my legs are only moving at a certain pace. So people say I look like a gazelle. So. Yeah, I'm not tall, you know what I mean? I'm 5'9", so I'm not 6'2". That's not where the gazelle came from. I guess I kind of leap, so.
At least you have a more endearing nickname than they gave me. So
I won't say it on air, Jamal. I won't say it on air. I'll save you that. I think you were brave for saying it, but bonsai tree needs a little love, so make sure you take care of that after the show. Huh?
Yeah, thank you, brother. I don't know what I did wrong outside of forgetting to have someone take care of it when I wasn't home.
It happens. I don't have a green thumb either. So
thank you, Bryce. We appreciate it.
Bricen's too kind. I think Bricen's taking it very easy on you.
One person has to, Teray.
But really quickly, look at what Master Edmund Johnson says. He says you have disgraced your ancestors with that bonsai. Do you know how hilarious that is?
Happy. She wouldn't be happy. But let's jump into the conversation, Bricen. Thank you for your patience. Thanks for doing this. As stated prior to you coming on, people always, on these lists on social media, they have something to say about shipping. And I'm just like, they obviously haven't signed up for Mailboxes in 2-3 years of membership. But just on the surface level, before we get into the meat of the conversation, give people tips about the do's and don'ts of shipping to Bermuda when it comes to mailboxes.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of do's and don'ts when it comes to shipping to Bermuda. I think the biggest tip that I can give, obviously I'm biased here, but the biggest tip that I can give viewers is be very selective in the agent that you're choosing. A lot of times we see on social media, we hear from our clients who have tried, one of our competitors, and we hear in the community, oh, customs this or oh, customs that, and it's so hard to ship here. And, Mailbox's perspective of that is that it's actually not that difficult to ship here. You have to have a really good agent who is going to be an advocate for you when they're dealing with customs. And what we found the Mailboxes in our competitive advantage in the market is that when you have, a really good proprietary system that's going to declare your goods properly for the importer, you're delivering customs exactly what they're asking for. And, I have to take a second to give a shout out to customs, Jamal, because they are working long and hard over there to make sure clearance is happening. And, their role in the island is to facilitate legitimate trade and keep our borders safe. And so, as difficult as they can be if you select the wrong agent, if you're working with the right agent who's giving customs exactly what they need to clear your shipment, you're going to have a much better experience as you ship to the island. So the first thing is pick the right agent. The second thing is make sure you have your invoices for Mailboxes. As soon as you make that purchase, if you can upload your system to our dashboard right away, we start to work those documents right away. And so most of the time, as soon as you upload your invoice, we've already processed the data on there within, an hour or so. And it allows us to import your shipment to Bermuda. And as quick as, we're doing shipments as quick as 36 hours in some cases, Jamal. And so that is one of the tips that I would give people. From a don't perspective, Mailboxes doesn't sell ourselves on being the cheapest, right? We are not the cheapest brand out there. There's certainly other brands that are cheaper, but this is one of those scenarios where you get what you pay for. So what I would say as a don't is don't expect that you're going to go pay the cheapest price to import something to Bermuda and get the fastest service. And that's one of the challenges, and we completely understand, right? And everyone's cost conscious, and we're going to talk about tariffs and the impacts that it has on the consumer here in just a moment. But if you have a cheaper service provider, chances are it's going to take you a little bit longer to get those items here to the island, and that's what it is. So.
And you mentioned it just now, and I'm glad you touched on customs and invoices, because I'm going to be honest, and I believe in accountability, so I'm going to say this, but the last time we shipped some stuff to Bermuda for the election night coverage, I was upset at customs because of my own doing, right? But it's what we do, right? It's what we do. We think everything's going to go smooth, and then we remember, oh, we forgot to do something. So I'm glad that you mentioned that if we just followed some simple protocols, things would be a lot easier. But let's talk about tariffs. There's been a bit of a concern among, within the political climate that tariffs are going to impact things being shipped to Bermuda and pricing and the like. What can you say in your position to ease people's concerns about the political climate, shipping and tariffs?
Yeah, so the first part to your question there, Jamal, is I have to address the elephant in the room and the fact that it is scary. And there's no doubt you hear the president of the United States, and I'm American, but you hear the president of the United States saying, hey, we're going to throw 50% tariffs on Canada, 25% tariffs on Mexico, 100% on China. And he's throwing all these big numbers out. And for us as an island community, you're looking and saying like, oh my gosh, like it's already expensive to live here in Bermuda. And how do you now absorb another 25 to 50%? So I have to, say right up front, it is a scary subject. And the second part to that, though, is I'll be a perpetual optimist here today. And that's generally how I view trade as a whole. While tariffs are going to definitely increase the cost of inputs to goods being manufactured and goods being imported to the U.S. and stocked for inventory, while that's undoubtedly going to happen, what you're starting to see in the marketplace is that fuel costs are going down. Transportation costs as a whole are going down. You're seeing lesser demand from the market and, supply and demand. So as demand goes down, prices will go down to address that accordingly. So although tariffs are definitely going to increase the price, what I'm looking at and monitoring is, will the input costs of getting those goods to the U.S., will those go down in a very equal rate? And if so, then I hope the impact, and what I think the impact will be, is minimal to net neutral. And so that's kind of my view on it. And all I tell our clients is, be conscious of what you're buying. Look for those opportunities with discounts and sales if those are out there. But I think the short-term pain is going to be just something to watch until those prices and those inputs come down while the tariffs are going into place. Until that balance comes out, I think there'll be a little bit of short-term pain, but it's just something to watch. And I think at the end of the day, we'll be okay.
You just turned a negative into a positive in the most incredible way. I felt that okay, yeah, the political stuff, yes, but this is what's happening on the other side. So we can hopefully balance it. I like the way you did that. But in saying that, I want to know from the audience, how many of you actually have Mailboxes membership? Yes or no? Just let us know yes or no whether or not you have Mailbox membership. I want to revisit the customs conversation because I think there's so much that's said about shipping to Bermuda and customs being a problem, right? You mentioned have your invoices prepared. Is it a CAPS ID that people now have to submit?
Yep. Yeah, so it's a great question. So you have your CAPS ID, which you'll get once in a lifetime. You can go to the Bermuda government website, or if you go to the sign up page, mailboxes.bm/the daily hour, there'll be a question that we actually ask that says, do you have a CAPS ID? And if you select no, it will link you to the CAPS ID website where you can apply for it. So for anyone new to the island or who's not been involved in trade before, that's where you go to apply. You'll get a CAPS ID once in your life, and that's assigned to you. And then for those of you who also have a CAPS ID already, some of the things that we're seeing today, Jamel, is really twofold. One, make sure you're updating your CAPS ID with the relevant information. We see a lot of times where someone says, oh, my CAPS ID information is this, and they update it once, 10 years ago, but they've moved 3 times since then. And so when we go to make a declaration to Bermuda Customs is saying, hey, that address does not match that address. And where's the disparity? And so that is on the consumer. That's how you can make sure you get your goods here fast is, go in, do a little bit of admin. I know it's a pain, but do a little bit of admin. Make sure you're updating customs and CAPS with your correct address on file. So that's the first part. And the second part we're seeing a trend right now is that, consumers really need to be conscious when they're importing goods for their business, when they're importing goods for their personal use. And you should have CAPS IDs for both of those. And so that's another pro tip I would say is if you're buying for your business, make sure you order it under your business name, under your business CAPS ID. Make sure you do that and separate all your personal orders, because if you try to blend those two together, it does get a little bit messy, and you do unfortunately see some delays.
Teray, before you jump in, audience, do us a favor. Share this conversation with your friends and in those, I never say this, but in those lists, because Bricen is sharing information that is often taken to social media and with such disdain or anger about shipping in Bermuda. And I think he's literally answering so many questions today. And I hope that you all can share this information with people who ship. But I did ask real quickly, Teray, before we transition, did ask the audience, do you have Mailbox membership? We've got Traveling Trotty said yes. We've got J-Dog said yes. Xenotrot says yes. Teresa Marie said yes. Manuela Jones said yes. Shawnette Bell said yes. Lynette Warner says yes. Makita Lee said yes. Haven't used it though, so we're working on you. We've got Mark Arthur C. Phillips says me. I'm a member of Mailboxes because of the relationship with TDH. Michelle White says yeah. Hadley and Swan says, Head says, since my inception with Mailboxes via the Daily Hour, the customer service has been extremely patient with me and definitely delicious. I will never ever leave Mailboxes. You guys rock. We've got Suzanne Ingham says, yes, I've been a member for almost 2 years because of TDH. Nicole Walker says, yes, 1 on TDH. And then we have 1 node. Polly Rich, what do we have to do?
He's convinced now. After all those comments, Polly Rich is convinced, I'm sure.
Well, we're going to transition in. You're going to want to jump on with Mailboxes even more, right, Teray?
Yeah. So let's talk about something fun, digital art contest at Mailboxes. I was really shocked when I saw this because digital art contests aren't something that I expected to see from a shipping company. How does this creative and inclusive contest, because it includes students in Bermuda, but also students abroad, I think you can talk to our government about that. How does that fit into the Mailboxes model brand?
Yeah, but before I go into that, if I could just really, to all those clients out there, like, we love you. We really do love you. We keep it fun at Mailboxes. We like to have that light, engaging, environment and culture, but we really rely on you, and we just appreciate the loyalty so much. So thank you, really, from the bottom of my heart and the team's heart. I give a big love out to you all. So thank you. And then to Ray, switching over to your question. So we started the whole package art scholarship last year. So this is actually our second annual art scholarship. Last year, we gave away $4,000 in scholarship funds. This year, we're giving away $5,000 in scholarship funds. And the difference of what we did this year as well is, as you've already mentioned, is we've opened up the students that can participate. And when we first kicked it off, it was 11 years old all the way up to 18 years old. And this year, it's 11 years old all the way up to 22 years old. And so what we wanted to do, sure, we can pay a marketing company, locally to build and design these different arts. But I'm not quite sure if we just go out and buy that service, it really brings the community in. And when I look at what Mailboxes is, and yes, we are importing goods, and you're not necessarily buying local when you have to import goods, but you are buying from a local Bermudian business. And we employ 13 Bermudians. We employ Bermudians abroad over in the US. So we are very much a part of the island culture. And unfortunately, you won't be able to buy every single item here in Bermuda. And the next best thing you can do is buy from a Bermudian shipping company. And what we really wanted to do, Teray, was really bring the community into our packaging and our business. And so I wish I had a package here. I'm so sorry I don't. I do, actually. Let me pull this right here. I couldn't help myself, so I opened up my package this morning. But this is last year's art scholarship, right? So what we've done is we've put the packaging, the artwork on our packaging. And so it's really about just bringing the community and all the skills within our small island community locally for everyone to see and to highlight our local artists. But also those packages go global and from Bermuda to the rest of the world. And all we can do, going back to the Bermuda Commerce Report, is all we can do as a small local business is try to spread the word about Bermuda and bring a greater awareness to the island and what the island has to offer, And so that's what the campaign's all about. It's about giving back, but it's about showcasing some of the talents we have on this small island.
Yeah, I love that. You also answered my next question, which is what inspired you to launch the contest in the first place. So I really love that. Very comprehensive. But Mailbox is clearly expanding beyond just shipping, first with business support, and now with arts and education. Tell us about your bigger vision for Mailboxes. Where do you hope to take it next?
Yeah, so our vision is really to be the world's most trusted logistics partner. And so, I'm kind of diving into this a little bit deeper than we usually would. But I think, to put it simply, is the world is a massive place, and we're in one small island at the moment. And so our aspirations are to grow outside of Bermuda. Before we can grow outside of Bermuda, we have to start locally, and we have to really build our foundation here. And we've spent I've now been with the business 2 years. It feels like a lot longer, all the right reasons, but I've been with the business 2 years now. And so what we've done over the last 2 years is solidify our local business. We've really invested in upgrading our technology and our proprietary system. And so we are focused on delivering perfection every single package that our clients have. So that was first and foremost. We will look to expand, hopefully, here in the next 18 to 24 months. I can't share the full plans on that yet, but just know there's a lot of stuff going on in the background. And the benefit that I see for the island is that whereas if we were to use America, for example, as a call center or something of those likes, is that we are local here in the island and we understand what it's like to ship international. If you call into an American call center or a Philippine call center, they may not know what international trade challenges you have, like, oh, customs isn't accepting my invoice. Well, what's that mean to someone in America? I'll tell you as an American, not much, right? Because there's an $800 de minimis, and it means that invoices don't make a world of a difference if the shipment is valued under $800. It's a relatively quick and easy clearing process. So there's a really, really big, exciting journey ahead of us. The team is laser focused on it. I'm laser focused on it. And Bermuda will always remain at the heart of what we do, but we have some big aspirations, and that is to be the world's most trusted logistics partner.
Indeed.
So let's talk about your partnership with Butterfield. How do you see this partnership between Mailboxes and Butterfield impacting Bermuda's business community, especially as the tourism season picks up soon?
Yeah, it's a great question. So we kicked off on what it would be Wednesday, the 12th. we kicked off a partnership with Butterfield and MasterCard. And so what this partnership does for the next 2 months, if you have your Butterfield Business MasterCard, whether it's a MasterCard credit card or debit card, if you sign up to the website, so it's mailboxes.bm/grow-your-business, you log in, you just put your information in there, you update your payment method. And what you're going to do is for the next 2 months, you're going to get 20% off shipping. And so, what we're targeting right now, especially kind of all the scary things that are going on with this ship tax, the ship port taxes and Chinese ships being taxed in the US $1 million, basically tripling our cost of ocean containers. What we're trying to do at the same time, simultaneously, is give local businesses an avenue to start to ship things to the island, to get ready for that tourism season without having to worry and fret about what's going on with the docks and how's that Chinese ship levy, how is that going to cost their business. And so 20% off for shipping from now until May 12th. And all you have to do is have a Butterfield Business MasterCard credit or debit card, have that on file, and you get 20% off. And that's not just, up to $10. That's not up to $50. That's 20% off shipping. So if you ship in, $1,000 worth of shipping costs, you're going to get $200 off your shipping costs.
I mean, I don't know about you all, but I could definitely use the 20%. I'm a person who doesn't buy anything full price, so you're speaking my language here.
We want to help where we can, Jamel. And if I just could, right? Because, Mailboxes, and we talk about growth, right? And so Mailboxes has historically been looked at as like a small parcel, courier, if you will. And if you get over a certain weight or a certain dimension, it's going to be really, really expensive. And yes, we do bill based on volumetric or actual weight, whichever is greater. But if you're ordering really large things like a mini fridge or something, an actual fridge, you can absolutely reach out to us inbound at mailboxes.bm or info@mailboxes.bm. And we can give you a spot rate quote on that to tell you what it's going to cost to bring that in via one of our partners, but we can bring that in for ocean rates. And so that is, that's something that's it's something we're trying to expand into. And as you get to that and you look at like, what does my business need or what do I personally need? That'll become a crucial part of it.
Indeed. That, Bricen. Well, audience, you've got a lot. And James Burgess and Tisha James Ford, who both said they don't have Mailboxes membership. You can go to mailboxes.bm/the daily hour to sign up right now. You've got 2 free years of Mailboxes membership. Bricen, before you head out, just how can people, beyond going to mailboxes.bm/the daily hour, how can people learn more about everything you have going on, not just shipping, but the scholarship and MasterCard? And where can they go for more information?
Yeah, the best place I always point people to is social media, believe it or not. I mean, we send out press releases all the time. Burr News has a whole article in there today around the MasterCard Butterfield Business MasterCard promo. So if you want to learn more about that specific promotion, it's on Burr News. We will be sending out an email to our business clients at the moment. We'll also be sending out like a temperature check email to our entire portfolio of clients to say, are you interested in business deals? And we will start to incorporate those communications to those businesses. So just communicate locally with us, look in the news, we send out everything. And then the third is just follow us on our social media, Instagram @mailboxes.bm, Facebook, Mailboxes. We're all over. And so not only will you get our most recent and up-to-date information on what we're doing in the business, but we try to make our social media super fun and super funny. So if you've not seen the cup match video, that's one of my favorite ones from last year. I won't tell you how we taped up an employee, but it was all PG. It was on a Friday, so we'll call it Friday Fun Day, and it gets a blessing. But outside of that, that's the best place, Jamel. And if you ever have questions, I am super accessible. I want to be accessible for our clients. B. Hakeman at mailboxes.bm. You can call into our store 292-6563, or just pop on in and ask for me. I'm around.
Before you head out, we got two questions from the audience real quickly. Mark Arthur C. Phillips says, have you considered moving into the ocean freight space?
Yeah, so that's along some of what I just talked about. So if you have a large order, we can do some one-off stuff. We're not fully integrated to do ocean on a regular basis, but it's something that, we see there's an opportunity and we want to help the island out in that sense. So I would say if you have things like that, certainly reach out to us and we'll see how we can help you. And it's not a publicly offered service. It's more just how do we get in line and support our clients with their needs. And what we do want to be is that one-stop shop. And so whether you have a small parcel or something medium size or large, reach out, and we want you to have basically one address and work with one vendor, and we want to support in that sense. So,
all right, Michael Daniels asking, how do you deal with suppliers who do not provide invoices?
It's a tough answer for you, Mr. Daniels. The requirement to import to Bermuda is to have a proper invoice, and so what is deemed an improper invoice? We tend to be able to work with our clients and with customs to find that happy ground or that happy medium. Proofs of purchase will help you confirm the value. So sometimes we'll ask for bank statements to show that transaction or credit card statements to show that transaction and the value. And then separate from that, customs, if you cannot get an invoice, there's just no possible way to get an invoice. You could do a proof of purchase, or we can ask customs to do a physical inspection on it, and customs can assess a value. I try to steer clients away from that because you don't know what value actually you're going to get. And so if you paid $100 for something and customs has to assess a value, they may come back with a value that's 150. And so it's a little bit of gambling there. And that's not what I recommend, but those are some options where if you have something that's stuck in customs, with another courier, it generally doesn't happen with us. But in certain scenarios, we have customers who don't have invoices and can't get them, and we can request for an assessment of the value. But we try hard to avoid that.
Alrighty, Bricen, it's been great. Honestly, thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for the information, and we'll definitely be in touch with you soon. Have a wonderful weekend, my friend.
Thanks so much. Make sure you take care of that bonsai tree, okay, Jamel?
I will do. I'll send you pictures. Have a good one, buddy.
Bye, everyone.
All right, Bricen Hakeman, folks. If you've appreciated the discussion this morning, please give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. Make sure you share it with your friends, your family, your colleagues. We're going to take our final break. You know what we should do? We should do a giveaway after this. We'll do a giveaway. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back after this break, and we'll do the daily play. And we'll see you in 2 minutes, 2 seconds. In the meantime, whatever platform you're on, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter X, Instagram, give us a like, love, follow, share it. Make sure you subscribe, and even become a YouTube member. See you in a few.
Being from this little island, like yourself, we knew you needed access to reliable shipping. We set up mailboxes so you can skip all the long waits or held up in customs excuses.
With mailboxes, that won't happen. Get your packages in under 48 hours using our dashboard.
Plus, if you're a planner or headerer, our weekly consolidation service might be for you. We hold your packages in Delaware and ship them together to save you big time on shipping fees.
And with our warehouse being in Delaware, that means 0% sales tax. Pretty cool, right, guys?
Looking for the best care for your pets? Noah's Ark Feed and Supply has everything you need, from top quality foods to toys and supplies. We've got it all. Join our frequent buyer program and earn rewards every time you shop. Plus, we've been awarded the Clever Customer Initiative program for helping you save more. And don't forget, we open an hour early on Saturdays so you can get a head start on your pet care. Visit us today or shop online for easy pickup or delivery. Your pets will thank you.
Join us as we celebrate 5 years and 1,000 plus episodes of community conversations on Bermuda's Daily Talk Show. The Daily Hour Gala takes place on April 26th at LF Wade International Airport. For more information and advance tickets, please send an email to admin@bermudacommunications.com. We look forward to celebrating all that's great about our community with all of you.
Considering the increasing challenges faced by financial institutions, the need for insurance protection is a critical component of the risk management framework. At Friesenbrook, our priority is to safeguard your assets with the most optimal, cost-effective risk management cover to help protect your business, whether it be cyber, directors and officer liability, professional indemnity, or property insurance. Call us on 296-3600 to learn more about our full suite of competitive corporate insurance products. At Friesenbrook, we provide insurance you can count on.
Alrighty, welcome back to the big show. Thanks again to Bricen Hakeman and Mailboxes for trusting this platform to have those informative conversations. Again, folks, some of the information shared answers so many questions that Bermudians have concerns about on a regular basis on many of the social spaces and websites. So yeah, share the information with your friends, your family, colleagues. Thanks again to the BAC group of companies, Medical House Lindos, and People's Pharmacy for ensuring that we can do this with you on a regular basis. It is time for the Daily Play, brought to you by Bermuda Trivia, now available at stores throughout Bermuda. Follow Bermuda Trivia on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X, and TikTok to find out why it's Bermuda's favorite trivia game. All right, audience, are you ready? There's no Teray. She ran from this question, but I want to see who gets this first. All right, here we go. Ready? What scientist is famous for formulating the law of universal gravitation? Oh, somebody got it. Rondell Richardson. She said Newton. Isaac Newton. We'll give it to her. Isaac Newton. Yes, it was Isaac Newton. Not Einstein, Shikarina, but Shonette Bell, Nicole Walker, Stacey Ann Brown, and J-Dogs. Isaac Newton. All right, let's do a hashtag giveaway. You all have been awesome. Let's do a hashtag giveaway. Let's see. Hashtag the Daily Hour, folks. Hashtag the Daily Hour. That's going to be the hashtag. So you can hashtag the Daily Hour for your winnings, and we'll see who gets it. And while you do that, I'll wrap it up, and I'll say this much. As far as nicknames and Friday Fun Day, nicknames in Bermuda really reflect how we feel about people, the good, bad, and the ugly. But I love them. I love it. Like, I don't think we'll go anywhere else in the world and find someone called Buckshead. And as Taylor said, like Bumps and Bumpsy. Like, we have names that in most places and spaces, they won't be seen as endearing. They'll be seen as insults. Or Bermuda, like my best friend, we call him Fathead. And I'm like, that would be insulting in other jurisdictions, right? They wouldn't accept that. We've got Burpee. Some people might think that's insulting, but I love the way that we embrace people's nicknames. Like, that is who they are. And I love the way people are receptive to nicknames. Personally, don't ever call me Termite. That's not my nickname. That's reserved for people like Kevin Hurdle. But no, I love nicknames. I think it tells a story, especially the stories behind it. No, one nickname that I just think is highly unacceptable is DJ Peanut Butter. DJ Peanut Butter does not go over well with me. So for all the DJ Peanut Butter fans out there, please miss me with it. All right, let's do this hashtag giveaway. Let's see what it's going to be, or who's it going to be. Drum roll, please. Here we are. Who's it going to be? It's Heads. All right, Headsy. Heads, you are in the Mazzani. Congratulations, Heads. And Heads, we did receive an email from you asking about tickets for the gala. Yes, get them now, folks. Prices will increase on April 1st. So, Heads, someone should be responding to you, but please send me an email directly, Jamal@BermudaCommunications.com, to collect your winnings. Audience, give Heads a round of applause for getting today's, I guess, the draw. You get it. The draw. All right. I have to give you a quote and then let you go on your way, don't I? So let me figure out what I'm going to say to you. Daily inspiration. Well, before we do that, I got to, I don't have a quote for you all today. Is that okay? Nicole Walker says, Tails and I will call you Termite from now on. I'm not calling nobody Tails on this show. Go Heads. Look at Heads getting some props in the audience. Teresa Marie gives a round of applause. Let's find a daily inspiration for you all. All right. Let's see. We've got, I don't know how to pronounce his name, so we're not going to do that. Vince Lombardi, quote, perfection is not attainable, but if we chase perfection, we can catch excellence, end quote. Yeah, that's the goal, right? Nothing's going to be exact, perfect, but we can get close enough then we've done our job. All right, audience. Hey, if you haven't gotten your tickets already, make sure you get them. You can either go on the website, thedailyhour.com, and purchase your tickets, or you can send an email to admin@bermudacommunications.com. All right. Don't forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Thanks again to our partners, the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House, Lindos, and People's Pharmacy, for ensuring that we're able to do this with you on a daily basis. As always, we appreciate you, we love you, and we thank you for making us part of your daily routine. If all goes well, we'll be back to do this again with you on Tuesday. Again, don't hit me up asking, are you guys okay? Tuesday. There will be no show Monday. All right. Go enjoy the throne speech. But before you do that, whatever platform you're on, take this moment and do me this big favor. Like, love, follow, share, subscribe, join, do all of that stuff that helps us beat the algorithm. I'm Jamel Hartman. She was Teray Tall. Make it a safe and a great weekend. We are out. Peace.